Good afternoon. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, I'm adjusting my phone. I should have not hit record yet. Where do I start? Where do I start? I mean, there's nothing negative going on right now. Mom's ready to go. Me and Jay just have to pack. It's like one more night. Just have to wake up in the morning time, and we're heading to Colorado, and I am fighting to keep in, so many things that we talked about, so many things that we want to go look at, so many areas that we want to go look at. We're juggling. The one decision that we're juggling is: are we going to rent, buy? One of Jerry's ideas, which I think is pretty smart, is go look for a plot of land that we can just get a double wide for Mom, while me and Jerry live out of an RV, or something along that nature, and not be house poor, as Jerry put it. And I was like, well, what's your thinking behind that? She goes, I want to travel. She literally said it, I want to travel. And I'm like, well, okay, so do I, but under the circumstances, don't you think you want to try to take it easy so you can prolong your unknown lifespan? And she goes, no. I'm tired of sitting around and not being able to do some of the things that we talked about doing. So it's about a day's trip from where we're looking to, like, Yellowstone, or a lot of the other different I'm just going to say tourist traps, basically. The national monuments, the national forests, the just being able to go and travel and meet up with friends. We'll be living close enough to my family in Arizona to so Jerry can finally meet my Aunt Lee, and family that live in Arizona. And then there was discussions about being snowbirds, having a small, a nice place that's inexpensive to live, or to rent or live in Colorado during the summer times, and then go to, like, Prescott Valley or something like that, someplace like that, for for the short winters. And I'm like, well, that's an idea, but I think we need to first establish a location to call home base in Colorado before we even think about snowbirding. And if you're thinking about traveling, a lot of snowbirds who have RVs will live in their RV practically all year round. I don't think Mom wants to do as much traveling as we do, but I think the idea of being snowbirds was for moms, so she doesn't have to be in Colorado when it's dipping down into the 40s. But she doesn't have to be in Arizona or someplace like that that's dipping, or that's jumping up into the triple digits, But I am right now. We are all ecstatic and happy that we're going to Colorado to look. Mom's excited. I'm excited. Jerry Ann, I'm not saying that she's excited, but she's grounded. So she's not, like, jumping off the deep end like I am. Mom's grounded enough that she knows the ins and outs of selling a house and moving and all that fun stuff, between all the years that she was married to my father, plus our move from Phoenix, Arizona to here. Granted, when we got out here, Mom made the decision to be a renter, not an owner, which at the time I didn't know the difference. I just knew that I was getting to go to a different location, one that wasn't stifling hot yet freezing cold. Granted, yes, Missouri can get into the single digits, sometimes in the below, the negatives in the middle of wintertime, late at night. But I'm adaptive. I've been moving around all my life. Even after my father retired, I moved not as many, not as close together. I mean, we were in Phoenix for 11. Let's see, we got there in 84. I think we moved out here in 94, 95. And I stayed out here until 99 when I went to New York. My experience in New York put a damper on my usual self, mostly because of the noise and the hustle and bustle and the what most people would consider a rude attitude, but New Yorkers just call it sarcasm. You know, I didn't know any of that stuff until I moved out there. But I'm hoping, I'm hoping we can find a agreeable place to live, whether it's on a plot of land that we can build up or on a big enough piece of property we can park the RV next to the house that won't blow our budget. And I think that's what Jerry's looking at, is trying to go in there lowball and try to find something really inexpensive, like piece of land that she showed me and Mom that was closer to New Mexico than I wanted to be because of temperatures. And that's a good thing going out there this time of year, because this is the hottest time of year to be in any location, July and August. So she was looking at a plot of land that had views of the mountains and forests around it, and I think one of the plots of land had you can see a lake in the distance. Was like $3,000 for just buying basically a plot of land that you can do whatever you want. Don't know how close it would be to sewer lines or anything like that, but she was talking about going green and trying to get like a solar system, like a solar energy panels and whatnot, and probably putting in a septic system. And as for water, I don't remember what she talked about when it came to water. But I told her if we're going to go green, we need to find a plot of land that's not too far from the city. It has. I don't care if I don't care if it has a sewer system or electrical, because if we're going to try to go green, we're going to try to not rely a lot on city water and whatnot. But I told her that if we have at least city water, we can figure out, we can have a septic system built into buried into the ground. We can use solar panels to have electrical energy, and hopefully we can set up, the land, if we buy a piece of land, slab of concrete or dig a hole for a basement and have a prefab or something inexpensive like a double wide mobile home, and then hookups for the RV, because I'll live out of the RV. If the double wide is big enough for Mom and Jerry, maybe myself, it depends on what I'm going to do, because I told Jerry if we bought a plot of land, except for in the middle of wintertime, I could probably, put a tent out and sleep in the tent myself. Otherwise, why did I buy all this camping gear? So we've got a lot of plans, and a lot of irons in the fire. It's just waiting for us to pick the iron out of the fire and forge it into something usable, something we've been wanting. I overheard Jerry and well, I'm just gonna say her name, Cece, talking about one thing or another about what if it doesn't work, yada yada yada. And I said, come hell or high water, I am not coming back to Missouri once I know where I'm going to be. I'll fight tooth and nail to get out there before next summer, preferably before the winter time sets in. But that depends on how fast we can sell or rent out the house. As for this house, we don't know if we're going to try to sell it or rent it. Things are still up in that air because third parties are having issues or one thing or another. I'm not going to say what I think it is because it's between Mom, Jerry, and the third party or the people we've been talking to. So I'm sitting back going, you guys can talk amongst yourself about the house. If I have to go out there and rent an apartment or studio until you guys, and get a job until you guys move out to Colorado, so be it. But I'm not going to spend another summer. Well, I might have some. I basically, basically, I want to be moved out of Missouri before next summer. Late winter, early spring, late mid spring, anything before June, July of next year. It would be awesome if we were out there by my birthday, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to hold my breath on that. I'm trying to think clearly about the whole situation. I'm trying not to let my excitement and my want to move, I almost said need, want to move yesterday type feeling. That's why I'm excited about this coming weekend because we will be in Colorado by Saturday, God willing, nothing goes wrong. The fun thing will be, I know the route we're going is going to go through Kansas, and that's like flat open fields and whatnot, and boring as can be. Just have to worry about, Mother Nature and her plans. Because with Mother Nature, all you can do is roll with the punches and hope you come out the better. But I was thinking about, I'm going to take my tablet, I'm going to take my phone, I'm going to take a book, I'm going to take a notepad, blah, blah, blah. Book, notepad, yes. Tablet, maybe. Phone, definitely. And Jared was talking about, a bathing suit or something like that because, we're not going to spend 24 hours looking at properties and neighborhoods and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know. It depends on the weather. I mean, I had looked at the weather, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is supposed to be stormy. It's supposed to be chances of thunderstorms. I'm not going to want to jump in a pool during that mess. You know. But she's talking about bringing bathing suits. I'm like, okay, we'll bring bathing suits and see what happens. And most of the time when we're out there, it's going to be in the 90s. Anywhere in between low 80s to low to mid 90s, depending on the storms and the weather and that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna bring light clothing, for the heat of the day, and maybe a sweatshirt or hoodie or something like that for the coldness of night if we're out at night. But I'm grounded right now. I'm excited because as soon as Cece goes home, I'm going to make sure I back into the carport so I can start loading cleaning, loading, because we had a I don't know how old the little one is, but got to be like 1 or 2 years of age. We had to go into St. Louis to pick up a niece, Cece's niece, and I got in the car this morning, and I noticed that one back seat the baby must have been on had crumbs all over it. I'm like, we got to clean that before we go, because Mom probably will be sitting behind me on the road there. We're still ironing out who or what is happening with the dog. Jerry kind of wants to take her, especially if Cece's not going to be. He was staying here to watch the dog in the house and only be here like once or a couple hours a day or something like that. Now the dog needs constant activity, constant people. So we're trying to decide, is Cece staying here, or is Cece taking the dog to her apartment with the kennel and all that fun stuff, or are we trying to take Oreo with us, which I'm kind of like, yes, no, maybe, I don't know. So there's a lot of stuff still being planned out and finalized. And it better be finalized today, because I don't want this last minute, like, oh no, let's take the dog. Oh, wait a minute, we said the dog was going with Cece. Well, the dog was staying here and Cece was staying here. I don't know. But I'm just, I want it hammered out now. In fact, I got to go out there so I can help hammer it out, because once I'm done in here with this, I am probably going to start packing. Pack my luggage, pack my car. Everything's going in the car except for like last minute stuff, foods, road food, sodas, electronic bag, and medicines. So, yeah. I might have to pull my backpack out of here. My backpack will be good for last minute stuff. Actually, I don't know if I need my whole backpack or just mine. So I used this during the trip to Bermuda, and it took care of. Yeah, this should be good enough. But anyhow, I am. I don't even know how to put things in words right now. I'm ecstatic we're going, but I'm also kind of like, are we doing this? Are we doing this? Or what? How are we doing this? So, but anyhow, I will put this out here in a little bit. I noticed the last time I talked about going to Colorado, which I think was my live, a lot of you, well wishes and take pictures and that kind of stuff, which we most likely will. So I'm just, I don't even know how to put it right now. I'm just, I'm ready to go. I mean, I'm ready to grab Jerry hand, go in the bedroom, pack our bag, our clothing, and either take Cece and Oreo over to Cece's. Not that I have to. It's just, one of the things that I said I'd do today. But I'm ecstatic. That's all I can put it. One of the things I do want to tell you guys, I haven't really talked to Jerry about it, but knowing Jerry, she'll be like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever. Whether we get a double wide that we all live in or a house that we all live in, it's going to be cozified. It's going to be American Cozy. It's the book I'm going to use to set up the house. We had already talked about, after we get back from our trip and make our decisions and whatnot, that we're going to go literally room by room and basically purge anything and everything we feel that we're not going to need or cannot take with us because of one reason or another. Now, the fun part is if we go with Jerry's plan, which is to go out there and make a decision if we buy a plot of land, we're going to go and get an RV and live, the three of us try to live out of the RV until we can find out what's cheaper, contractor or somebody who can at least, if we get a double wide, help us help get electrical and all that stuff set up for the double wide, and that kind of thing. But I don't want to talk about that too much because one, it's not finalized. Two, we don't know exactly what we're going to do living wise, if we're going to run with a property or a rental until we can afford a property or afford a house. But right now, I'm trying to live one day at a time and focus on just going out there, take a look at everything, and come back. So that's the current plan. It's just to do the trip, go out there, take a look at everything, and all the different areas that we saw nice houses or property. Check out their neighborhoods, check out the lay of the land. Jay wanted to, I don't know if she wanted to do it there in Colorado or what, but she wanted to go into some location or office or something like that to talk to them about, I forgot what it was. It's on Jerry's to-do list. My to-do list is just get out there. Yeah. Get out there, survey the land, make a decision, maybe get in touch with a realty person out there, or wait until, maybe, like I said, my idea was to go out there, check out everything, lay of the land, make a decision on what area, and either come home, talk to a Century 21 agent who can probably hook us up with a Century 21 agent out there in Colorado. The Century 21 agent we are going to use as a go-between, because I think right now the plan is to basically rent out this house for 2 years. Basically, that's one of the reasons why Mom kind of wants a rental. That way she can stay. We can be out there for 2 years, and if we don't like it, we can always come back here. Which is like, no. I'll put my foot down and say, Mom, if you want to move back to Missouri, that's fine, and Danny will help you out. But I don't plan on moving back to Missouri. If I have the RV, one of our plans, me and Jerry's plans, is to basically live out of the RV and just travel. Hopefully, I won't have to worry about income. We can do YouTube. I'm in the process of trying to. I never got a reply back. I'm in the process of trying to get paperwork filled out for SSDI. In fact, I saw an ad on Facebook about it, and I just kind of went, I hope I can find that ad later if I decide to go that way. But what I read on the information for that ad was basically if you have a disability of one form or another that keeps you from working, you can apply, and you should be able to get a minimum of $700 and some odd dollars up to $3,000. And I'm like, well, let's see here. It's not that I can't work. I just have trouble working because of psychological issues, but my physiological issues are making it harder for me to perform at my job because of the back issues and now the shoulder issue. And I'm like, I'm putting that stuff on the back burner right now because there's just too much going on that I can't focus on doing that stuff. So we'll see. We will see. Anyhow, I want to let you guys go. Enjoy your week, or enjoy your weekend. post 4th of July weekend. I know around here in Missouri, there's all kinds of activities, people going to river floats and enjoying the outdoors because it's getting nice and warm. If you are in an area that is prone to have a lot of sunlight, a lot of UV radiation, I know our bodies need the sunlight for natural vitamin D, which I'm going to get plenty of when I get to Colorado because I don't know if I'm going to spend any time indoors. Heck, I might just, well, that's after we move. I might be taking my camp chairs and just setting them up someplace outside of the RV or whatnot and spend most of my day. I might be in the shade for most of the time unless I'm out and about, which I also plan on doing more out and about than I have been. I've been wanting to do so many different things here in Missouri between the different parks and the nature trails and all that, but with all the stuff going on here at the house, it's kind of hard for me to do it. That, and I kind of procrastinate because I don't know what it is about this area, but something about this area does not attract me to go outside. Just one thing or another. I don't know if it's the humidity because I walk outside on high humidity days and it's like, bleh. I just walked into a sauna. Yay, where's my gym membership? But I really plan on doing a lot more out there. And Jerry asked me some of the things I wanted to do, and I said, well, I want to go look around Colorado. I want to look at the different, all the different areas of Colorado. I want to try to retrace. Well, I kind of want to retrace Mary Submarine's adventures and locations, but I want to find my own. I want to find my own haunted locations and whatnot to see how sensitive I am. I know there's several people on this who watch my channel who are interested in the same things I'm interested in, but not everybody lives in the area that I plan on going to. So it's kind of like, that's why I want to get a GoPro video camera system so I can have that little camera on my chest or on my forehead and go to some haunted location and see what I see what I hear, see what I feel. Not everything can get picked up by a camera. There's a human factor involved in all that. And the other thing I would like to do, and I think I said this on a live, is I'd like to go and see if there's a herbal shop or someplace like that I can either learn from the people there to make different teas and salves and ointments. Maybe make my own shampoo that works on my hair better than the chemical stuff. But I have a list that keeps on growing of all the different things that I want to check out and all that stuff. And I'm just kind of like, yeah. So I know from the last 35 years that I wanted to be in Colorado. And at first it was, like I said, to chase after Mary Submarine, but I'm not interested in chasing after her to find her. I'm interested in the works that she's done, and is there any way I can get involved with it or do it on my own? So if I run into Mary Submarine, I probably won't even know it until until after the fact, going, that was Mary and her husband, or her daughters. Her daughters are married. I'm not interested in that. I'm just like, hey, I met Mary Submarine for real. Who knows? I mean, I was looking at shops and locations for the Colorado area, for the Pueblo area, even though it took me all the way up into Colorado Springs. Um, some nice shops and whatnot, mom and pop shops, souvenir shops, herbal shops, crystal shops. Everything I would look for, and then some. A lot of mom and pop shops, and I would support a mom and pop shop before I go to like Walmart or what I find out about Pueblo. Pueblo has Walmart, it has Target, it has Sam's Club, it has basically all the major grocery stores, and then some. And then they have a lot of like mom and pop shops, mom and pop grocery stores or mom and pop produce or the farmer's market, things like that I wanted to support here, but I never got out or never knew when they were going on. But that's one of the things I'm going to be looking at, because one, most mom and pops is all natural. They don't deal with separate companies unless they deal with like Boar's Head or some other meat company, lunch meat company. And Jerry Ann did say they have Boar's Head in Pueblo, and I went, yeah, there's another reason to go, because Boar's Head is the best meats I've ever had, best lunch meat I've ever had. We had Boar's Head in New York, and I went to a seminar for Boar's Head, and they were explaining in their seminar that they don't use any trans fats or any artificial filler or anything like that. And they showed how other companies that use artificial filler is basically powdered seaweed that basically when they go to inject it into the meats to fill holes or whatnot, it turns into this like white gelatinous blob in your meat. So you see anything that looks like that's not Boar's Head, that looks like a white blob of fat, 9 times out of 10 it's not fat. It's this this seaweed filler, which even though it's seaweed, it's natural, it's considered artificial because it's not a part of the original meat off the bone before they turn it into their hams and their turkeys and their chickens and all that, and their smoked meats and seasoned meats and whatnot. But it's not like I have a bucket list during our visit, because our visit is going to be primarily focused on looking at the neighborhoods, looking at what's available, possibly looking at open land that's for sale, and maybe talking to, I don't know if we're going to, but part of me said maybe talk to a realtor. But I think talking to the realtor is when we get closer to being able to go out there after we deal with the house. But what was I saying yesterday? Our ducks are pretty much in a row. It's just, doing each individual duck instead of going, okay, we've already got the plans to go out there and visit. Let's jump all the way to where we're going to stay. Or not where we're going to stay while we're visiting, but where we're going to move to. What area, what kind of house? Is it going to be a land? Is it going to be a house? Is it going to be a rental? Is it going to be a sale? It all depends on the sale of this house. Now, no, I'm not going to talk about that, because I don't want to get into, people hearing certain things and running with a half-cocked story, but all 3 of us are excited. All 3 of us are ready for this. All 3 of us want this to happen. So it's not like me and mom against Jerry, or Jerry and mom against me, or vice, or whatever. This is a unilateral decision. This isn't one of these, we convinced mom, we just talked to mom about we want to move west, and we finally decided Colorado because of this, and this, and mom was like, okay, let's do it. When are we going to do it? When she was like me, when can we leave? When can we go and check it out so we can start the ball rolling? Well, ball is basically on the roll. It's just right now is a slow go, because we have to do A, B, and C before we can get to X, Y, and Z. So it's be out in a second. So anyhow, let me stop talking. I hope you guys have a good weekend. I really hope you guys enjoy things. Hopefully you like this video and you can give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, make them positive. Don't be rude, because I'll just not even deal with you. If you're new to my channel and you want to join positive reasons, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Once you hit the subscribe button, click on that bell, and once you click on the bell, YouTube will let you know when I put in my videos. So until next time, you guys have a good day. Bye.